What's up, guys? This is Seville with another DC Multiverse Aquaman movie action figure review. Today, I'm going to be talking about Black Manta. I've already done reviews for Aquaman and Mara, and I did compare them to previous movie figures. So if you have not seen those videos yet, be sure to check out the links in the description below. But for now, it's time to get Black Manta out of his box. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment below. And if you want to see more from me, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. Now that Black Manta is out of his package, I'm going to give him another full rotation on the spinner, that way you can see him all the way around. Accessory-wise, Black Manta does include the sword that is currently in his right hand. He also includes the head and torso piece of the Trench Warrior figure, but I'm not going to show that off here. Instead, that'll be saved for a separate review later. And now, it's time to take a closer look at Black Manta. Right off the bat, I really like the overall look of the armor. The comic book designs and the figures based on them tend to be just a flat surface, representing nothing but spandex and the helmet, which to me has just always been a lackluster design, therefore I was never really interested in getting the figures. But this design and this particular figure definitely changed that for me, with many details being sculpted in, or additional pieces on top of the main figure, such as the jetpack and the hoses really adding to the overall aesthetic. It would have been nice to add some sort of fire effect for the jetpacks, but it's okay. The helmet design looks okay, but it's not entirely symmetrical in the sculpt. His right eye is sculpted a bit longer and thinner, and the left is shorter and thicker. I don't think the design is supposed to be that way, but I could be wrong. Another problem with him is that the weight of the armor and all of that makes it a little complicated to keep balanced. His ankles do not have a pivot whatsoever, so any stance that's not flat-footed won't work very well at all. The torso joint and the hip joints are pretty loose on my particular figure, and that's not helping the situation. His head does turn side to side, but it really only has a little bit of a wobble up and down. The shoulders do spin all the way around and move outward. The biceps do also have full rotation, but the hose on the left arm is a bit restricting. The elbows only have the one joint that folds to a 90-degree angle, and the wrists do have full rotation plus some up and down movement. The torso does have the ab crunch, but it doesn't really move very far, and as I said, it is kind of loose. It does also have full rotation at the waist. The hips do have a full sideways split, but don't do quite as well front to back. Plus, like I said, it is a little loose. You can kind of see it wobbling as I move. The thighs do have full rotation, and the double knees fold pretty well. Then finally, the ankles do have a little bit of up and down movement, but that's it. So with all that said, it's time to move through my guidelines for a complete and fair review. Black Manta does indeed have more than 20 points of articulation, and is a brand new sculpt with lots of details added in. The figure is mostly accurate to the new film's interpretation of the character, and it is in scale with the rest of the DC Multiverse line. He does come with this sword accessory, as well as the Build-A-Figure piece. The looseness of some of the joints does make it seem a little too fragile, and leads to balance issues as well. The roughly $20 price point is fair for the DC Multiverse figures, and they should get easier and easier to find as the movie's release date gets closer. Therefore, leading to an 8-star rating, meaning it's still an excellent figure. So if you really like the Black Manta character, it's still a worthy figure, but he will need some assistance standing in more complicated poses. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this review,
get over here!
And subscribe to Civilian Collectibles.